Alrighty, let's talk about why you won't regret moving to Iowa. I know the state of Iowa is often the butt of jokes, but really that's just because most people don't know any better. I swear, Iowa is what you would call a sleeper hit in the movie business. A sleeper is a movie that just doesn't get the love that it deserves right off the bat. But if you take the time to watch it, you're going to find out that it's actually really, really good. And it ends up becoming a surprise success. If you've been on the fence about moving to Iowa, I'm going to break it down for you and tell you why Iowa is the sleeper hit state of the Midwest. I'm going to dive into things like Iowa's affordable cost of living, especially our affordable homes, education choice for families, access to great healthcare, and the awesome communities that you can find in different Iowa towns all around the state. Who knows? Iowa might just be the fresh start that you've been looking for. Hi there, what's going on? If you're new to me and my channel, my name is Emily Farber, and I help people in your same shoes make the move to Iowa. And guess what? I absolutely love it when people like you who have found me on YouTube reach out and we have the chance to work together. I love having the opportunity to introduce you to Iowa. So if you're considering making a move here to Iowa, be sure to reach out. You can find all of my contact information down below in the description box of this video. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. We can hop on a call or a Zoom in order to get your game plan together for your big move to Iowa, because you and I both want it to be as smooth as possible. One of the first things you should know about Iowa is its proximity to other major cities in the Midwest. Sometimes I find that people think Iowa is in the middle of nowhere, and that's just not really accurate. Iowa is actually in the middle of everything. You're within driving distance of a lot of major cities like Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Kansas City. Even Denver is within a day's drive. Okay, it's like 12 hours, but you can do that in a day if you're motivated. If you're somebody that likes to get away for just a little weekend here or there, know that you can, and you're not going to have to make a huge production out of it. If you do want to fly, I think that you'll find Iowa's airports, like the Cedar Rapids Airport and the Des Moines Airport, to be refreshingly easy to navigate. Another fun option for traveling in Iowa is the train. Amtrak has a passenger train service on the California Zephyr and the Southwest Chief with stops in southern Iowa, down in Burlington, Mount Pleasant, Ottumwa, Osceola, Creston, and Fort Madison. Next, we're going to take a look at retirement living in Iowa. If you're younger and you think that this doesn't apply to you, my advice would be to just slow your roll a little bit, grasshopper, because these things tend to creep up on you. I mean, did I grow up thinking that I was going to have gray hair striping the front of my head? No, I did not. Honestly, what is good for somebody in retirement is probably good for you too. Things that you may not consider important to you now are going to become very important to you as you age. Things like good quality health care. Where are the hospitals? How far do you have to drive to see a doctor? What are the senior specific tax policies that allow you to keep more of your retirement money in your pocket? These are things that you should be taking a look at. Iowa is considered a good state for retirees because of its affordability, healthcare, and safety. Iowa is one of the cheapest states to retire in. Social Security benefits are exempt from the state's income tax, and Iowa has flat rate income tax of 3.8%. Iowans 55 and older are also exempt from Iowa state taxes on retirement income. The cost of living in Iowa is about 6% lower than the national average. In 2024, Forbes named Iowa City one of the best places to retire in their list of 25 top retirement destinations. And that's not even the first time Iowa towns have shown up on various top places to retire lists. In 2023, Consumer Affairs released their rankings, and they also listed Iowa City along with Waterloo and Des Moines. Now let's talk about the pace of life. things operate on a slightly slower pace here. It's not all chaos, hustle, and grind. If you're looking for a place where you can get away, have plenty of elbow room, easily find places where you can enjoy some solitude, hello, Iowa is calling. If you're craving a sense of nostalgia about the way things used to be before everything got so busy and so complicated, you might just find that Iowa is happily still living the way it used to be. While things may be quieter here, that does not mean that there is nothing to do. Iowa is home to a lot of fun festivals, especially in the summer. Iowa City, where I live and work, hosts a summer-long series of events called the Iowa City Summer of the Arts, where you're going to find a big art show, a Friday night concert series throughout the summer where you can hang out downtown on the Ped Mall and listen to live music from all different genres. They've got an internationally renowned jazz festival. Cedar Rapids hosts a week-long Freedom Festival celebration leading up to the 4th of July with all sorts of family-friendly events, and 2025 will mark their 42nd year of this event. The Quad Cities, over on the east side of the state, has their own series of events and festivals. A couple of noteworthy ones are the Bic 7, which is a renowned 7-mile race that is considered one of the biggest non-marathon races in the Midwest, and the Quad Cities Riverfront Symphony Pops, which is held right along the Mississippi River. Des Moines hosts a farmers market every Saturday, May through October, that was voted the second best farmers market in all of the United States, according to the Daily Meal and Shape magazine. And it's not just Iowa's larger towns that have fun and interesting things to do. For instance, Lisbon has a sauerkraut festival. I can vouch for it. I've been to it each summer with activities like an ice cream social, a car show, a 5K, a parade, and of course, plenty of grilled brats and kraut. You really just need to explore and embrace what each city and town has to offer. Next, we're going to take a look at the thriving communities we have here in Iowa. This is actually one of my favorite things about exploring our state, from our bigger cities to our smaller towns. From Iowa City, Mount Vernon, Dubuque, Lansing, Pella, Des Moines, Okoboji, each place has its own vibe. And taking the time to learn about people's favorite things to do in these places will help you focus your exploring to get off the beaten path and discover those hidden gems. You could step into Iowa City and find a youthful, artsy, progressive vibe. Of course, the University of Iowa is here, so there's always a lot of that college energy and what that brings to a community. But then you could head over to Des Moines, which is Iowa's largest city and the state capital. You'll find a metro that is thriving. Des Moines also has a great food and arts scene. Pella is known for its Dutch heritage. In fact, it's considered the most Dutch city in America, and it has a massive annual tulip festival each spring. Plus, you need to stop at their bakeries and get some Dutch letters. Okay, next up, you cannot forget about the world-class education that we have here in Iowa thanks to our universities. There's the University of Iowa, located here in Iowa City. There's Iowa State University in Ames, where I graduated, and the University of Northern Iowa in Cedar Falls. People come from all over the world to attend these universities. One thing I see quite often, especially since I live and work in a university town, is that people come here for the university to complete their higher education, and then they fall in love with the place. They love it so much they decide to just stay. On the flip side, I see people who have grown up here in Iowa want to leave the state for college because they're young and they want to spread their wings. And they do, and that's great. But then they end up coming back, especially once they have children of their own, because they've learned that now that they see what other places are like, they've learned how wonderful Iowa actually is, and they want their own children to experience a similar childhood to the one that they had. Iowa is known for its quality public education, and now Iowa families have even more options through a taxpayer-funded school voucher program that allows students to use money that the state would have spent for them in public schools for that child to take that allotment of money and instead use it towards private school tuition. I made a video all about this, and it dives into school choice in depth. I'm going to leave a link for it up here if you want to watch more. The next one is 4 reasons, actually 4 seasons on why I love Iowa. We have the whole range of seasons here. True spring, summer, winter, and fall. Yes, we have snow in the winter. If you love the cold, white, and fluffy stuff, well, we get it. I know people like to complain about the winter, but I actually think it is nice to have distinct seasons because it gives you something different to look at and new things to look forward to every couple of months. I have lots of videos all about winter. If you're nervous about it, I'll leave you one up here. Getting out and enjoying the outdoors in all 4 seasons is not something that you can do in every state, but you can do it here. Next up, and a big reason a lot of people are moving to Iowa, is the low cost of living. Look, things have gotten crazy expensive, and the Midwest is known as a region that is still relatively affordable. Iowa is one of the most affordable states in the Midwest. Iowa's housing and overall expenses are significantly lower than other Midwestern states like Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. 2025 numbers are calling Iowa's cost of living out as being 6% lower than the national average, with housing being the biggest contributor to this difference, and it's coming in at 19% below the national average for housing in Iowa. Now, if you're looking at buying a home in Iowa, you should know that the same basic rules of real estate and economics, they still apply here. If you want to be in one of Iowa's larger cities, like Iowa City, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, or the Quad Cities, the cost of homes in these places is going to be higher than the cost of homes in smaller towns in more out-of-the-way locations. I definitely recommend that you should talk to a realtor to get a realistic picture on what your budget will be in order for you to buy the type of home that you want when you're moving to Iowa. If you want me to set you up with a great real estate agent in the area that you are moving to, reach out to me because I have a network of high quality agents that I know all over the state, and I am happy to make an introduction for you. Of course, if you are moving to the Iowa City area, I would love to chat with you and help you personally. Okay, back to the cost of living. The cost of groceries here is about the same as the national average. Clothing is about 3% less expensive, and utilities are 5% lower than the national average. If you're not wanting to own a home and instead you're looking at renting, the median rent in Iowa is $1,066, while the national median rent is $1,529. Here in Iowa, the median 1-bedroom rent is $720, 2 bedrooms is $914, and that 3-bedroom is going to run you about $1,066. The most recent data from the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, they sound exciting, shows that the average auto insurance premium in Iowa is $815, while nationally the average is $1,190. Next up, and one of the major reasons so many people are moving to Iowa is for job opportunities. I help tons of people relocate here in the Iowa City metro that are coming here to take jobs, especially in the healthcare and education fields. They've gotten a job offer and they want to capitalize on the opportunity, and they're looking for homes. If that's you and you want to move to the Iowa City metro, definitely reach out to me. All of my contact information is down below. And last but not least, one of the major reasons you will not regret moving to Iowa is for those housing costs. If you're feeling priced out of owning a home in other areas, you may find that this major life goal and accomplishment is still within reach for you here in Iowa. I have helped many clients who have moved here to the Iowa City area, especially from the West Coast, when they came to the realization that if they stayed over there, they would never be able to own a home. The average home price in the United States across the board right now is running in the mid 400,000s. But here in Iowa, you can still find homes in the low to mid 200s for averages. If you're looking for a state that has some affordable housing options, you definitely need to put Iowa on your list. There are all sorts of homes here. It's not just farmhouses. From modest little homes to jaw-dropper acreages to urban condos, there is something for everyone, depending on your budget and taste, here in Iowa. If you've been thinking about making Iowa your home, I would really encourage you to plan a trip to come and take a look around. If you have any questions about moving to Iowa, especially the Iowa City Metro, reach out to me. I also have an Iowa City relocation guide that I think you'll find helpful. You can grab the link for that, free download, down there in the description box of my video. Now, if this video was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know that I am doing a good job, and it encourages YouTube to push this video out to more people who should see it. I would love to know what you think about Iowa, so leave us a comment down below. If you want to learn more about Iowa, stick around here for just a few seconds and click on one of the suggested videos here at the end. Hey, it's been fun, and I'll catch you later.